Hey everyone, welcome back to Is Your Six Covered? And today we're going to talk about some of the answers that we got on scenario 2. Been getting a lot of good answers and appreciate you guys definitely giving it up, answering the questions. And of course, that makes it a lot more fun because you get some interaction as much as we can for doing a video that's not live. Alright, so the scenario is this. You're driving down the road on a freeway, pretty busy freeway was the picture I showed, and you hear a noise, and all of a sudden you have a flat tire. So in the scenario, I said you guys pull over to the right, or you pull over to the shoulder. Hopefully it's the right-hand side of the shoulder. And what would you guys do to protect your family and your friends that were in the vehicle? And a lot of you guys had great answers. All right, you guys, so here's some of the answers we got. Renaissance Marine TV. Put my wife away from the road and the car in an overwatch position. She is to keep her head on a swivel, as we used to say, and let me know if anyone approaching. I am armed with a 45 and she has the little Beretta. Both concealed. If someone other than law enforcement stops to help, I stop what I am doing and go to meet them. Other than that, I get the tire changed as fast as I can, and we move on. And he said, of course, the reality is my wife won't want to get out of the air-conditioned car. We got the Audi 81, and it's a great video. Really enjoy these videos of yours as well as your other videos. Gives me some things to think about. Okay. Kevin Roberts, I am always armed, but I would also give my truck gun to any friend that I had in the vehicle with me. My girlfriend is always armed as well and also knows where I keep my gun in the truck, so she would be covered. But if she wasn't with me, one of my friends would have my other gun just in case. And he also says that he would pull off far off the road as possible, and my wife will hit the horn if anyone was coming up behind us. I've been in this situation before, and the wife thought I was being overprotective, but you couldn't be overprotective. Probably my favorite answer, and something I was more looking for, was Tom Olson. I would drive on the rim to the next exit, pull off, change the tire, and head to a tire shop and buy another spare. Driving on the rim probably ruined the tire, and I do not drive without a spare. Lightning does indeed strike twice. Stewart Design 101. I would pull over to the side of the road and open the glove box, get out my insurance card, and dial the road assistance number and wait for help. And then he puts a smiley face. Seriously, I would pull off to the side of the road and have everyone get out of the vehicle and change the wheel as soon as possible. Scott F. in LA on the 110 freeway going 45 miles an hour is doing good on a, as sad to say. I want to hear the different ideas, as I think this is a good story. So those are some of the answers that we got. I really think after seeing some of these pictures that I'm going to show you, and after being in the fire service for 27 years, I've always told my wife, we've been married 17 years now, we have 2 kids. I always told her, if you ever get a flat tire, get off the freeway. Don't park. Don't try to fix it. Just get your ass off the freeway, because too much can happen. There's too many cars going too fast and too many variables that can instantly become what I will show you guys in a second. Okay, so we'll just kind of look through these pictures. And this is pretty much an everyday occurrence in the United States of some sort, whether it's a drunk driver crashing into an officer with his lights on, like in the dusk or at night, during the day, whatever the case is. You never know who's driving, how good they can drive, if they're impaired in any way, and you need to get your ass off the freeway. Now, I gave you guys the flat tire scenario to give you the ability to get your ass off the freeway, because in another scenario, you basically, if you had a broken down vehicle that was no longer able to get off the freeway, your answers would change a little bit. And we'll get into that as well. But as you can see here, just wreck after wreck. Things happen. Doesn't matter. Things that you'll see is a lot of these cars basically rear-ended, crashed into, whatever the case is, a vehicle. And all that momentum is going to be applied. So anyone trying to change a rim or a tire on the side of a freeway is, you have no possibility of coming out of that unscathed. But just look at some of these cars. Look at how much they buckle, how much they crash, crinkle up. This one, the fire department cut the roof off here. You can tell that was an extrication of some sort. These guardrails right here, these K-rails or whatever you want to call them, if you can, definitely pull over to the right-hand side, giving you an out instead of being stuck in the middle of two freeways, basically a north and a southbound, east and a west, whatever you want to call it, where your chances of getting ran over are twice now. Make sure you pull over to the right, get on some type of rail, get up on a mountain, whatever the case is, if your car is unable to continue moving. Now, if it's a tire, it's a tire. You already have a flat tire, Do you even want to go patch a tire? It's what is it worth? Even if you're to screw up a rim, right? And you have stock rims, it's going to be, it's not going to be as much, maybe a few $100 at the most for a rim and a tire, depending on what size vehicle and all that kind of stuff. But none of it's more important than your life or your family's life or getting injured, whatever the case is. But barricades, definitely get behind barricades. You can see here that people are sitting on the freeway, after an injury, a traffic accident, whatever the case is, and you have no protection. A lot of people will see a vehicle accident and they'll want to park and go help. And I give you kudos and credit for that, but until you can get a bunch of cars stopped behind you, I wouldn't proceed at all. I would pass the incident and then park in front so you have a barrier there. Emergency vehicles, as we drive emergency vehicles, we park in front of the accident so that we have a big fire truck that's basically a big wall to crash into, so that we can keep the firefighters and emergency responders safe. But those are all the things that you got to think about when you get over. Like, you can see this rail right here, not the K-rail, but basically this rail. If you couldn't get going, like say you didn't have a flat tire, you had a vehicle that just no longer ran, I would for sure keep all my family on this side of that road. That's going to help a lot. So those are some of the things. The few answers that they had with the, grabbing their firearms and all that kind of stuff, I really wasn't looking for that. I was more or less just trying to see what you guys would do as far as staying safe on the freeway. What are some of your options to stay safe? But look at this. I mean, even this rail right here, and semis, taller vehicles have the ability to, and this is a pretty small one here. This one's probably 2.5 feet, 3 feet tall wall right here. But some of them are up to 5 feet tall. Some places even taller. But this is a big mess right here. But that helped protect, the oncoming lane as well. But getting behind something like this hill right here, I would be way up here waiting for help. I'd climb that mountain. And I'd have my family climb that mountain. And you're still not safe. A car can zip up there easily as well, but at least it has to get through some of the guardrails, some of the other stuff, crash into the vehicles, and get through all that mess to get to your family. But we'll go here now, and you'll see right here on Google, I typed in people crashing into people with broken down vehicles. First thing, 3 hospitalized after SUV slams into people pushing broken down vehicle. 2 killed as car crashes into broken down vehicle. 12 dead as bus crashes into 2 cars. At least 35 dead, and this was from a fire. Basically, a passenger bus slammed into a broken down truck and burst into flames. That was in Mexico. But as you can see, getting your butt off of the freeway is definitely going to be the safest thing. Driving like the scenario was with the flat tire, just drive the flat tire. The rims are, if it's a stock rim of any sort, is not going to be very much for what it's worth, the worth of your family. Just drive. Tell your wife, just drive, get off the freeway. I don't care what the tire looks like. Now, circumstances like this, where your bead has popped, and this thing's going to go around and whack the crap out of your car, and you're going to get some damage, that's going to be something you're going to have to figure out. You know, maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. Driving slow with your caution lights on the far right and being able to proceed down the freeway, you know, even at a slow pace, is still going to be safer than you hanging there trying to, you know, take the lug nuts off as big rigs and semis are hauling ass by you at 65 miles an hour, or whatever the case is on whatever freeway you're on. So hopefully this helps. Hope you like the videos. Probably have another one of these out tomorrow on something else, or maybe tonight. So you guys take care. Have a good one. Make sure to like if you like this kind of video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.